Hello everybody, in this video we will be doing a unboxing and a little bit of a walk around off of this MJX Hypergo Citroen C3 WRC 114 scale. Let's just take a look at the box. So the rear box panel just has some photos of the car on it, essentially. Front view, rear view, top view, left view, right view. Pretty easy. Then on this side right here we can see the radio. It's 2.4 GHz radio, free channel. It has a 70% limit switch or 100% speed, so yeah, that's very handy. And on the other side, just a MJX logo. On the bottom we have a little bit more info about the Citroen licensing and just some caution stuff, I don't know. And the top of the box is a little bit of a cool view of the car. So I'm thinking to just get right into it, open up the box. Let's see, we'll open it from this side right here. Well, let's cut the little tape that's on here. Let's see, I think it has 2 tapes, no 3. Let's see, one little guy right there. Come on, and then one on the bottom. Let's see, let's open the box. So let's see. Okay, we don't see much. Okay, let's just, I think I'm gonna hold the box upside down to get the ball out. Okay, it's out of the box. So we're gonna start off with unboxing the boring part. We're gonna leave the car in there for a second. Let's see what's in here. I can already see the radio sticking out. And this is also gonna have the extra tires in here. So first of all, we have this radio right here. I'll get into this one a little bit later. And then we have a set of drift tires. Oh, there's one more in here. We have a set of rally tires, and we have a little screwdriver. We have a wheel key and a USB charger. It looks quite beefy, so it might be a little bit of a good charger. I don't know. This car is actually 4-wheel drive and has a gyro, so it's going to be quite okay at drifting. So that's why we have some drift tires in here. And then for doing a little bit of rally, we have these kind of rally blocks kind of tires in here. These are only going to be used for rally off-road, because I've seen if you run these on-road, they're instantly going to be shot. Let's see if we can get this out of its wrapping. Here it is, little radio. It's quite okay to hold, it's really easy for one-handed driving. We have the on and off switch right here, which also doubles as a, let me actually adjust my camera real quick so we can see that. There you go. This also doubles as a 70% switch and 100%, so if you want to take it easy, put it on 70, want to be a little bit harder on it, put it on 100. We have a throttle trim and a steering trim. So we don't actually have a steering dual rate. That is, I would have liked to seen that, but yeah, that's all we get. And then we have a little switch for the lights, to adjust your lights. So let's take a look at this little baggie. So this actually has a Phillips head screwdriver in there. We can use this to put the little batteries in our remote, because it actually needs a screwdriver for that. That's not the nicest. So then we have, let's see, let's rip this open. We have a USB charger. Looking at it, it can do 1.5 amps. So it's okay. It's doable. It's not going to be the best, but you can use it. We have a little wheel key. This is what you get with basically every RC car that has 7mm nuts on the wheels. And then we have a set of Allen keys. I don't like to use these, especially not cheap ones, because they will be damaging your screws up. Let me just get you a little bit of a better view at that. Let me just zoom in a little. See, one time zoom. Yes, here you go. These are not, oh, focus please. Yeah, these aren't the nicest. Let's get into the car. I'm gonna get straight into the car. We're just gonna put some batteries in this remote. Let's see. Take this little screw out. This is a pretty annoying screw. It doesn't want to get out. Let me just try that. Let's see. I don't think the screwdriver is a good size for this screw, so that's something they should improve. Or maybe just not put the screw in at all. I probably won't be putting it back in. So let's see. Now we can just unpop this battery door. It uses 2 AA's. Let me just go grab them. Okay, that did take a while, but I have managed to find these AA's. So let's be putting them in here. Let's see. 1 and 2. And now if we turn this on, we should have a little red light. Let me just zoom in. There we go. And it is trying to bind to the receiver. Perfect. I'm gonna leave the little screw out. I'm gonna put the screw right over there and probably lose it. So let's make some room for the car itself. Let's see. Let me just turn the camera off real quick. Here it is, the box for the car itself. Let's see how we open this up. It's probably that's okay, just like this. Let's see. We have the manual in here. That's something I haven't seen yet in the box. So we have. Okay, so the power system is, if I'm seeing this correctly, is made by, oh no, I think this is, no, sorry, I'm sorry. I thought the power system was made by Robotronic, but I think on the box it says that it has been imported to the EU by Robotronic, so that's why I have this little note in there. So yeah, that's a little fun fact. We have the manual here. This has parts diagrams, how to use the car, how to bind the radio, how to calibrate it probably, and then it's just all these part numbers, servos, explosive views. Pretty easy and just what you gotta do all around to get the car running. Let's go into the car itself. We still have a sticker sheet, but it's actually pretty detailed. So if you look up here, even the Sparko stickers are real. Abu Dhabi, C3, WRC. So yeah, because it is a licensed body, that is why we could get such great detail stickers with this. Now, oh look at the car itself. It is tied down. Let me just pull this plastic. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I see the car already. Oh, there it is. We need to cut these little zip ties. Let me do this. Put the knife in. Come on, cut. Stupid. So there you go, they're cut. We can lift the car on out. Oh, it's beautiful. The chassis is still beautiful on it. So let's start off with the bottom side. As I see, look, this tire isn't straight. I don't know why they do that. I have another one and it also does that, so yeah. Chassis, still beautiful. It is the one with the hex hardware. I'm really thankful it has that, because otherwise it would not be chill to work on. So yeah, no scratches yet. Probably not gonna run it soon. Probably gonna keep it nice for a while. So these are the rally blocks. These tires you can use on road and off road. So that's what you want to run for just on road running. If you want to run off road, you gotta run these, but do not run these on road. So then we have the car itself. Suspension is absolutely perfect. We can see that this windshield is actually clear, but it is a smoked windshield. So I like it. It's a little bit tinted. Let me get these clips off, then we can have a better look at the car. These clips are pretty nice because they have this little thingy on there. You see? Can we get the focus a little bit? Yeah. These are okay to use. I've had worse clips on race runs. Let me see, the body is plugged in because the body has, okay, let's get into the body lights before we get into the entire car. Let me see. So yeah, here's the body. Let me just zoom in a little. Yep, there we go. The body has light buckets built in. Let me see if I can do a little better picture. Yes, there we go. Now we have a good picture. So these are the running lights. These are, you can turn these on and off, but they're mostly on. Then you have turn signals up here, which they're not the best, because whenever you touch the steering wheel, they turn on. So the body is really detailed. All these things are molded. So this entire front end, I think, is molded from the inside, as you look at this. So yeah, you can see the little light controller. I will say, the way they mount this is not the best. So the light buckets are screwed in. We have a spoiler with Citroen written on the bottom, but, oh, sorry, look at this. This is not correct. Yeah. This looks more like an F on camera if you look at it. Yeah. So molded body is really clean though. So then we have rear lights too. I think you can also get a F1 brake light for right here. I may get one. But yeah, we'll put on stickers a little bit later. Let's just have a look at the car. Looking at this little guy, we can see that it actually has a little dust cover. Oh, I'm sorry. A little dust cover on it right here. I will say the cutting they used is pretty poor. Sorry for the cat making noise. Stop it. So the cutting is really poor, but yeah. So this will keep out all the dirt. But also you still have to get in here for the power button, and that makes it a little harder. But let's take this little dust cover off real quick. Let's see. Pulling these pins out. I think the pins in the body were smoother than these, so I probably won't be putting this back on that much. Just if you're really gonna run it in like rally terrain. So they did actually put the battery clip, the connectors up here, so that you can actually do that when you have the body off. So let me just go take this off. Let's do it like that. There you go. So it's Lexan, so it's pretty sturdy. It looks like a little race truggy body. Let me just zoom in a little bit. 1.1x. It looks like a race truggy body if you look at it like this. Let's get into the car real quick. Looking at the car, it's all built pretty beautiful. So we have oil-filled shocks, which they feel pretty good. We have metal dog bones, full metal. You don't even get that on Traxxas. Yeah. We have little motor connectors right here. We have a ESC. I think this is a 45 amp ESC. Oh, I'm sorry for not getting this in focus. I think this is a 45 amp ESC. So it's quite powerful. So then we have a gyro right here. I think this gyro is actually pretty good. Let's see, there it is. Then with the receiver, we have the battery plug. This is routed a little bit weird. It's routed underneath that. Okay. Then we have a little motor. I do not know how much kV that is. I could look into that. I'm gonna get right back. Yeah, I wasn't able to find how much kV this motor is. I'm probably able to find it if I look it up. I'll maybe put it down below if I can find it. So we have a foam little bumper here. So even this bumper is mounted on the chassis. I cannot angle my camera down anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have much to tell about this. We have a metal chassis. It does scratch up really easy, so I wouldn't really bash it too hard to not break the chassis on it. So yeah, let me just get my camera back. Yeah, this bumper is pretty cool. Everything's mounted. Chassis has a little bit of an angle right here. I think that's to do with the toe angle or something. So then the servo in here is also okay. We have a motor. It's pretty fast. I think these will do 60 kilometers an hour on no, I'm sorry, I wanted to say 6S, but that's a little bit much for this thing. On 3S, you have to buy these 3S lipos separately. You can buy these entire cars with lipos if you buy them from AliExpress. If you buy them from AliExpress, you can get them with 3S lipos. Let me just pull this one out. I think these are actually Lions, not lipos. So let's see. So that held them with straps, so that's pretty good. It doesn't want to come out. So here it is. Let me zoom in. There you go. Turn around like this. Lion 2000 milliamp hour. So charging with this, I think this was 1.5 amps. Yeah, it's gonna be doable. I'm not saying it's gonna be fast. I'm not saying it's gonna be usable. A normal charger would charge at 2 amps for this, because if you run a better charger, what you want to run for charging, you want to run if it's 2000, you want to run 2 amps. If it's 5000, you want to run 5 amps. So you want to use the first two numbers. So if it's 2200, you want to run 2.2 amps. This is a 15C little lipo. So yeah, 15C. It's not, oh, I'm sorry, it's not really that powerful. Let me just see if it said anything on the back. Does it say anything about charging above 2C? I don't think so. If you want to read this, if you can read Chinese, tell me what's there. So this is MJX battery themselves. So it's manufactured by Xi'an, I think. So it's a 14.8 watt hour battery, 2000 milliamps, 7.4 volts, just 2S. I do think, because it says like it's only 15C, usually means that it is correct. Because a lot of times you get a more expensive lipo, it says it has 80C, and when you test, what's going on back there? You're not supposed to be on the table. Okay, let's get back to the video. Let's let him have some. Don't mess up my body. Don't mess up my body. It's a new body. Don't do that. People are here for the car. Yeah. So 15C, a lot of times these aren't real. He's playing with the zip ties. That's what he's doing. A lot of times, more expensive lipos is that like they say that they are 80C, but if you test them, they're like 50C. So having like lower C lipos usually means that they are real 15C. Let's see what it says on the top there. I've not read that yet. Angry Snail and Cephew. Okay, let's go put this in the car, see what it'll do. Start off, we're just gonna loosely connect it. We're just gonna plug it in. So these are actually for everybody that gets one of these cars. They are running Dean's connectors. I do recommend upgrading them to XT60. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Grab the radio, turn that thing to 100%. Of course, we're not gonna run it on a little bit of power. Let's put the battery slightly in there. We'll turn it around. Power button is right here. Oh, it does not power on. There it is. Made a little cool beep. The transmission, for my liking, is a little bit tight. Looking at this, but yeah. Steering is definitely it steers, that's all I can say, it steers. Yeah, it's not the best steering, looking at it. So yeah, that's not really the best, but yeah, it's quite cheap car, and it'll do. I'm just gonna look into it a little bit more, seeing if that transmission is binding up. Yeah, I'll figure that out at some point, but at least we have a little motor fan on here. That is pretty nice for running in hotter temps. Also because I think this motor is quietly high kV. It does need it. And then we have a little ESC fan on here. The older models did not come with that. You had to buy that separately. No, I'm sorry. They came with it, but it did not come installed on the car. So that's pretty nice that they have done that now. So yeah, let's go put on stickers on the body and get a little cool shot of it. Before we do that, I want to get you a little shot of the gyro. So as you may see, the gyro works. You can adjust it right here. Out of the box, it's set at 100%. Yeah, you definitely don't want to run it at that. I do think these have a little bit of gyro wobble, so that's not that good. But yeah, you can turn them off if you have gyro wobble. I've seen that if you run them at 50%, they do wobble quite a bit. But if you then put them at around 75, it'll get fixed. It won't wobble too much. So if you turn this off, let me see if I can get that. It's fully off right now. No steering adjustment. So yeah, let me just rev it up one more time. Oh, it's already better. Steering is weak. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, steering is pretty weak. Yeah, steering isn't the best. And also the throttle response is not slow, but it has a little bit of a soft start. If you put it on the table, it won't instantly go to its full power. So it's like it has a really low punch setting. So yeah, as I said, you can also run these on 3S, and it'll get you up to about 60-65 kilometers an hour. I don't know if I'm going to run this one today. If I am, I may do a little speed run, just so you guys can see what it does on the complete stock setup. I'll probably do it. You know, I'm probably just going to run it. So I'll charge up this little LiPo. I actually have a little Dean's charger somewhere. So we'll just charge this up with a good LiPo charger. We'll probably use the Sky RC D100 V2, I think it is. Yeah. We'll just get a little run out of it. 2S, 2000 milliamp. Don't know why it says plus. Like, you know, is it more than 2000 or is it 2000? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. So there's actually something on here I just seen. Throttle trim. Okay, so it just says that you don't want to run throttle trim at this, because if you run it like this, your car will go by itself. It's also a little trick. If you're let's say you're going for a walk, you want to take your car, you can adjust this little trim to a little bit, and then you can get it up to, like, let's say your walking speed, and the car will go by itself. You only have to steer. You could even put your radio down. Yeah, that's a pretty nice one. Also, if you put it at this, the car actually won't start up, if I'm correct. At least knowing Hobbywing ESCs, because I think there's a little bit of a Hobbywing ESC in there, probably. So yeah, currently you see it doesn't give the little confirmation beep. Oh, I'm sorry. So no confirmation beep. So if I now put this back down to the middle, let's see where it is. I've crossed it. Okay, I think we need to reboot it. Oh, and I see the issue. The transmitter was not on. Okay, that's my fault. Turn the car back off. Put it at maximum. Throttle trim. Radio on. As you may see, it will not start going, even if I put it to some throttle. If I now put this back to what it should be, it beeps. So yeah, it is protected from that, but it still tells you that on the radio. So here we are. I actually have taken out another one. I've not taken out the brand new one. This is but it's the same exact car running on stock LiPo right now. I'm gonna do a 2S run and a 3S run. So this is currently fully stock. Everything's stock on this one. Stock LiPo, stock everything. So yeah, it's not been modified. Same exact model version. So the speed is gonna be the exact same versus the one I unboxed. So let's go do a speed run. I have the GNSS on the back right here. Just gonna show you. We are zeroed out. Oh, that's the back of my phone. Here we go. We have 12 satellites. We're just gonna click start in a second. We're just gonna put the phone down and then we're gonna do a little run from there to there. We are the camera set up. I'm not gonna promise you that the camera is gonna stay focused on the car. Here we go. Let's unlock the phone. I'm gonna click start. Okay, we are recording. Let's go grab the radio. Do 2S run. There we go. See no cars coming. There we go. There we go. Cars back. Stop. Read. We did a whopping 40 kilometers an hour on 2S, and that's just so the temperature out right now. It's currently minus 1 degree Celsius, so yeah, it's pretty cold out here. Still did 40 kilometers an hour. Let's swap over to 3S and we'll do another run. So here we go, pretty huge 3S LiPo in there. Turn it on, turn it on. 3S, let's run it. Okay, we are back. I just figured out how to reset this GPS. Okay, we're running. Let's do run. 3S LiPo. Let's hit it. Oh, it's fast. Okay, there we are again. Yes, let's see what we got. Stop, read. We got 45 kilometers an hour. That's pretty fast for a little RC like this. So, hey guys, here I am again with some more of this little car. Because I actually recorded a outro, but that actually ended up getting corrupted. So, I have speedrun these. I have gotten 40 kilometers an hour out of it on a 2S LiPo with about -1, -2 degrees Celsius. And then on a quick run at the same temperature on a 3S LiPo, I got about 54. I probably could have gotten 60 out of it. But my motor was cold, everything was cold, traction was slow because everything was cold. So I probably didn't prove its capabilities of speed-wise. So yeah, I will say it'll probably hit 60. But it's not about the speed with a car like this. You want to have it has to look cool, and it certainly does that. The license body is really good. As you can see, I am a big Traxxas guy. That's Traxxas, but that doesn't have a Traxxas body on it. none of these cars are really that detailed. And something like this, just I'm like, Traxxas, make more cars that have detail like this. And I know the TRX4s, I have one. I have a TRX4M too. They're sick, but this is like way cooler than TRX4 in my opinion. Depends on what you're planning on using it for. So I would really just like to see to have bigger brands like add a design like this to their lineup. Because a lot of brands don't have a cool design like this. They have something basic. And with that, I'm saying it's a really cool car for the money. Because you're getting something that with a more expensive Traxxas car, let's say, or an Arma, that is maybe it's bigger, but you don't get that much fun right out the box. You don't get that much looks right out the box. Yeah, I'd love to see Traxxas implant a design like this, but we're talking about MJX today. So yeah, all around review of the car. What it comes with out of the box is great. Everything it comes with, great. I would like to see the radio be upgraded. Maybe just add in a Dumbo or something like that. But also, right now, it is sitting right next to a Traxxas Minimax. As you can see, the Minimax does have a wide max kit on, so that's a little bit of unfair advantage. So here you see the size of them is quite the same. Not just quite, but they're pretty same. Then the width, how do I compare this? Like this. Yeah, a wide max Minimax is definitely an entire one of these wider. So yeah, speed out the box. Out the box speed, the Minimax does beat it. Because the Minimax comes with 2S LiPo. But if you buy a 3S LiPo for the MJX will be beating the Minimax. Then you could compare it to a Arma Grom. I actually don't have one right now. I don't own one. I used to own one, but I don't have one right now. But you could compare it to that, and none of these brands have a car that compares to it. The only car that would compare is the Traxxas Mini Rally they have. But the thing is, that is as the same size as a Fortec. So you're not gonna have any size comparison. Traxxas did like make a car that was kind of comparable, but it ended up not being because they decided to make the chassis longer. So this right here is the length of a Minimax chassis. The chassis is about the same width as this little MJX. And on that little Mini Rally, they made this like this much longer. Between this finger and like the end of this arm. So that's what makes the Mini Rally not really mini. It's just a 1/10 scale Rally. It's just a smaller version of the 1/10 scale Rally car they have. So, yeah. Thing is, I'm not gonna compare these because these are not in the same price range. You can pick that up for about 100 euros if you get it from AliExpress or Alibaba or Banggood. These, you have to pay 300 euros if you're buying that from any store in Europe, you know. These are way more expensive, I will say. This is probably going to be more durable. But then comparing it, if we're going to compare it, metal chassis, plastic chassis. Like, this comes with 3 sets of tires. This only comes with 1. This has a detailed body. This doesn't. And, you know, getting a licensing for a car like this, I don't think it's cheap. And having that licensing on a car that is cheap makes you think, why could Traxxas not have more licensing on their expensive cars? Because this, I know, this is not the best car everybody would want, a Citroen. I got it because I own a Citroen. I own a C2. Not a C3, but I own a C2. That's why I like this one. But the thing is, people want to see cars like this on those chassis. The chassis of that car right there, that e-Revo 2.0, is a great chassis. They discontinued it. But you could put so many cool chassis. No, I mean, you could put so many cool bodies on a car like that. So like Traxxas could make all those cars way sicker. Let's say, look at this. This is a Slash with a, I think it's a Proline? Yes, I think it is. Yeah, a Proline F-150 body on it. You know, look how detailed this now is. You even have that supercharger on the hood. You even have that blower. Look at that. And you could get this for like not too expensive. And I don't know if it's licensed. I think it is. I think it's a licensed body. You have a lot of them. You can get Ram trucks. You can get supercars if you have like a Arma Infraction or something like that. So Traxxas could put way cooler bodies. And I know they make that Raptor, but it's way more expensive than a normal truck like this. So while you can get this car to have a licensed body for way cheaper. And you know, if you break one of these, you know, who really cares? If you break one of them, parts are gonna be really expensive. Oh, the X-Max is fairly cheap to fix. It's not like an Arma. If you bend your chassis, you have to pay like $100 for a new chassis. But this, you can get these parts for like way cheaper than you can get those parts. Only thing is you have to wait on these parts for like way longer than you'd have to go for those. You could go to your hobby store. Every like good hobby store has X-Max parts, you know? You're not saying a hobby store doesn't have X-Max parts, you know? But something like this, I'd love to see like hobby stores make parts for this, because I know that this car, you also have the like Arma Infraction knockoff version of it. It probably uses the same chassis, same arms. So you know, you could get like the same thing for like way cheaper. So if every hobby store started carrying these parts, people could get into RCs for way cheaper than what they are paying right now. So yeah, that was my review about this little Citroen. Is it worth the money? Yes, definitely. Just because that's licensed body. I have not even ran this one. You know, it's sick to just put on your shelf, you know. You could put it, I could put it with all these cars, you know. I never run any of these. This is my main one. I do run that one, that's my mudding one. I never run that one, and I never run those two. You know, I run the Evivo occasionally, but they're all shelf queens. And having something like this, you could be able to afford like having one of these to put on your shelf and having one to run, and it wouldn't make you go bankrupt. You know, if something breaks, okay, who cares? Just buy parts. And also, you could also get like the what's it called? The other version, the Hypergo like little monster truck version. You could get something like the Mini Max or like the Mini XRT for like way cheaper, and it would also be fast. So yeah, that's my review on this little car. It's fast, it's cool, it's cheap. What do I have to say to convince you to buy this thing? I am not sponsored by any means. I had to buy this car myself. I bought it at Tume in Europe, in the Netherlands. So yeah, I think that was my review. Put it next to my slash, put it in the bed of my slash. There you go, we have transport. And that's gonna be it for this video. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna say CK out.